It's the Sports Kings. Sports Kings. Big Mike.
He might fall off the wagon in the next 10 minutes.
And Rob Calloway.
It's about bringing talent. It's not about all the flash and glitz and glam.
Not your average sports talk show. The Sports Kings.
This is NFL legend, work done.
This your boy D. Howard, a.k.a. Superman.
I'm Jerome Bettis, the bus.
It's Cam Newton. Holla at your boy already.
This is Hank Aaron, and I'm down with the Kings.
Tell a friend, Kings is back.
And welcome into Hour 2, the Sports Kings podcast, as heard on Spreaker.com. I am Big Mike, the other voice you'll be hearing during the final hour of the first week of the Sports Kings podcast is Rob Calloway. You can contact us, you can criticize us, you can ask us questions about the things that we're talking about. You can tell us about all the things that we've said wrong during these podcasts. I'm sure there's a variety of things. You can do that by tweeting us or sending us an Instagram or Facebook post at Sports Kings Live. Or you can email your thoughts on those particular things to sportskingsatl@gmail.com. Now, last hour, we had a pretty decent hour last hour. We talked about all the movement in the NFL. We talked about when NFL running backs decide that they're going to keep it real. And one in particular, Devontae Freeman, running back for the Atlanta Falcons, decides he's going to go back to the projects that I can only assume his whole life he was trying to escape. But this is where he has chosen to do his off-season workouts. And based on some of the fanhood, or one fan in particular, our guy Lil Hulk Q on Twitter, feels like, yeah, I think he beasting. Oh, all right, you know where else you can beast? In a real gym. Doing real workouts. But, you know, whatever. If you like it, I love it. You know, whatever floats your boat. We also talked about Billy Bean, Billy B-E-A-N Bean, not to be confused with Billy B-E-A-N-E Bean. The latter is the general manager of the Oakland Athletics. You know him from Moneyball fame. The former is a former MLB outfielder who played his entire career in the closet as a gay man, and he came out in 1999. He is now the official ambassador of inclusion for don't quote me on that. I think that's what it's called, though, the ambassador of inclusion for Major League Baseball. So we talked a little bit about that. But now, you know, I kind of wanted to save this thing, this NCAA thing for this hour, because there's a lot of meat on the bones of what's happened today with the University of Syracuse and Jim Boeheim. Now, if you hadn't been paying attention, or if this is the first you're hearing of this, the NCAA has issued sanctions to Jim Boeheim. It's pretty much a lot of the Syracuse University athletic program, but from what I'm reading and what's being reported, a lot of it is focused on Jim Boeheim and the basketball program. They've been found guilty of, and I hate saying that when it comes to the NCAA, because it is not a legal thing. Like, these dudes aren't criminals or whatnot, but that's what seems to happen. We start, criminalizing dudes for breaking stupid NCAA rules. Like we did it with, like, that's when I got off the whole. That's when I started going off about this. When that stuff happened with Terrell Pryor, and people were acting like Terrell Pryor was somebody's mass murderer or something, I was like, you know what? I'm done with people. Because if you believe that, and if you stood on the side of the NCAA in that situation, that means you love when big business pimps kids. Because that's all it was. They found out this dude was driving cars that were given to him, and he was trading his gold pants. By the way, Rob, you know what I found out about those gold pants?
That they aren't actually pants.
I told you that already? Yeah, they're pins.
No, I found that out myself.
You know how I found out? You know how I found out, though? Watching Pawn Stars on the History Channel. Some dude had a pair, and he was pawning them. And I was like, oh, well, that makes more sense. They're made of gold. No wonder he could trade them for tattoos. I was like, yeah, some fool paid for some game pants? All right, whatever. I mean, I guess if they're symbolic of something, and you're from that area, and whatever. But yeah, if you're the dude who was on the side of the NCAA, and you're one of those dudes that was coming down on this kid for that. Here, first of all, if something's mine, I can do what the hell I want to do with it. Damn the NCAA. If you give me something, it's mine. Period. Same thing with AJ Green in that jersey now here in Georgia. It's mine. If AJ Green wanted to go take a crap in the woods and use that jersey to wipe his butt, you know what it is? It's his jersey.
Right.
Who the hell is the NCAA to say, no, you can't do that? Like, bartering is part of the fundamental part of this country. Before there was money and currency, that's what people did. They bartered. I want a tattoo, dog. Well, it's gonna cost you them gold pants. My man, I got 3 of them. Here you go. Let's go. I want the whole sleeve too, homeboy. Yeah, what's the problem? Somebody wanted to pay Terrell Pryor for some autographs. You know what? You can't hate on that. Other kids on campus got jobs. It just so happened my job took a lot less time than yours, punching the clock at Domino's, and I had to do a whole lot less work to get the money, which was more money than you're probably going to make in a month at Domino's. What the problem is. But then here's the part. Here's the part that really should have turned everybody the other way. When the Sugar Bowl was there to be played, right? And ABC had already cut the spots that said Arkansas and Ryan Mallett take on Terrell Pryor and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, what the NCAA chose to do was suspend this dude for the first 4 games of the next year. Whoa, this is a game to play now. Why he ain't suspended for this one? You want to know why? Because you still need to pimp him for the money. It's not as marquee a game if he's not playing. So that's when Ed O'Bannon brought this lawsuit. I was like, yeah, about damn time somebody realized you have worth, and no one's paying for it. Your likeness is obviously worth something. And for the NCAA to say, no, it's not, all right, tell you what then, homeboy, don't use nobody. Just say it's Arkansas against Ohio State. Because you're using it for something. There's a reason you're putting these dudes' faces on the commercial. Because if it don't mean nothing, take it down.
No doubt about it. I mean, look, they've been doing it. I mean, and they do that for regular games. I mean, just look at Ty Gurley.
Johnny Football.
Yeah. Look at how much they use these dudes, and then I give you a perfect example. This is what's crazy. Right after the news broke about Ty Gurley, accepting money for the autographs or whatnot. You know how you go on ESPN.com and they'll have like a banner at the top that'll be like just a little flash banner, where you can buy something or whatnot. It was like, click here to buy Ty Gurley UGA gear. And it's like,
yeah, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame.
This is crazy. Is that we can go buy Ty Gurley gear, go buy stuff. The girls can go buy the girly girl shirts and all of that stuff. But then this dude can't even sign it.
It's a good chance.
His autograph?
It's a good chance that he can't even afford to buy his own jersey. How about that? How ironic is that? It's a good chance that my man can't even buy his own jersey. That's what Chris Webber and the Fab Five boys got so pissed off about.
No doubt about it.
We sitting around here making all this money for these dudes, and they selling our jerseys in these bookstores, jerseys that we can't even afford to buy. Yeah, at some point somebody's gonna say that's wrong, and it took a couple years.
Not only that, but they had Nike had created those Nike flights they were Air Max for in honor of the Fab Five. They were blue with the gold swoosh, the yellow swoosh or whatnot on it.
Yep.
They were selling those in the store. So it was like, because I think you said you had the whole outfit, right?
Yeah, I had the Weber joint. Yeah, I wore that joint to Six Flags one time for spring break. Oh, buddy, numbers galore. This white girl walked up to me. She's like, "Are you Weber?" I can be if you want me to be. Let's go. Oh, those days, those rambunctious days of, oh, God. Let me stop. This is the Sports Kings podcast, by the way. You can hear us on Spreaker.com, or we've uploaded stuff to SoundCloud, to YouTube. There's plenty of ways. On Facebook, if you want to get at us and you want to comment on some of the things you've heard, or you're just totally disgusted by some of the things that come out of my mouth or Rob's mouth, please let us know via Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook at Sports Kings Live, where you can email us at sportskingsatl@gmail.com. Now, back to this whole thing here with Jim Boeheim. Not to get off track, but I just want to let you guys know who've never heard us on radio until today how I feel about the NCAA. I definitely despise that whole entire antiquated system that they're trying to act like they're governing something with when really they're not needed at all. And soon, that thing will be dismantled because these mega conferences is coming. And they're going to do their own thing. They already last year, the whole deal about last year was what? Autonomy. I was about to say anonymity. That's
autonomy, yeah.
That's the internet. Anonymity. They wanted autonomy. Yeah, so they can do what they want to do. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to run football the way it should be ran. Kids are going to get paid. They've already started this thing with the stipends right now. They're starting it with the my man Dennis Dye wrote an article maybe last week or so, and I didn't mention it on air, and you guys got to excuse me for that. But yeah, about now schools are giving them this cost of living. They raised it anywhere from like I think $1,200 to $2,000 based on where you go to school. Well, that's going to have to stop too, because what's going to end up happening is a recruiting advantage and a competitive advantage. Like it needs to be a baseline across the board. Now, if you're going to school in Idaho and your $2,000 is going to go further than somebody, let's say in Atlanta. Bad example because the cost of living ain't really that high here. Or someone who goes to school at Syracuse, for example, in New York. If their cost of living just happens to be higher, that's just the breaks. Well, dang, that's still a competitive advantage though, huh? Because if I'm being able to stretch for $2,000, yeah, I don't like. I've always said this, man. I don't know how you fix this. I know one thing: it's not by giving these kids a paycheck. It's not by that. But yeah, to say they don't deserve anything. Like I don't believe the second string punter should get paid what Johnny Manziel made. They built a new stadium off this dude's back, and no one can tell me anything different. You don't care about Texas A&M. What was Texas A&M this year? Oh, all right. Thank you.
Well, they thought they were Kenny football. Kenny
Trill. He called himself Kenny Trill. Yeah, he was trilling on that bench after about 3 games. It was like, yeah, dude, you got a cute nickname, but you can't play football.
That boy threw for like 700 yards one game. The first game,
and we all know what those first games look like in the SEC. It's like the School of the Blind Tech University. Yeah, no one cares.
School of the Blind and Deaf.
Kenny Trill. Yeah, how about you Trill get on that bench over there? All right, we're gonna talk about this Jim Boeheim. I promise y'all.
But really quick, but the whole strike thing. You know, if you would, and you're right. I don't know what the answer is, and I don't really think giving these guys big paychecks or whatever that I don't think that's right or that's what they should do.
Well, before I say I don't have an answer, what I mean to say is this: that you shouldn't restrict a kid from using his celebrity in his advantage. Like the world ain't fair. If you want to give everybody a $2,000 stipend, but somebody wants to give Johnny Manziel a car for speaking on their local car dealership commercial, by all means, if it's not interfering with his obligations to the football team or his schoolwork, my man, run it.
It frees the school up from even having to pay him.
Right, because most times it's not the school that's paying these kids, it's boosters. So there's that.
Well,
so many people feel like that. Like people say, all John Calipari doing is paying these kids. No, John Calipari. Why would he do something so stupid? Why would he?
We know that.
But my point is, you shouldn't restrict a kid. Like Todd Gurley shouldn't be restricted by taking advantage of who he is. Because guess what you're doing at NCAA? You're taking advantage of it.
Taking advantage.
Every chance you get. The school's taking advantage. Everyone's taking advantage of it. And here's the other thing. Until you can find some sort or convince some congressman or somebody to pass some kind of law where you can prosecute the dudes who are doing this to these kids, because they're just predators. Okay, Todd, sign these autographs for me. And then the minute you don't sign the autograph, they turn you in. Because nothing's going to happen to them.
Look, right here in Georgia, they're trying to get them bill passed right now.
And it should be. Because, like I just said, they go to Todd Gurley or to Johnny Manziel or whoever and have them sign these autographs, but the first time you tell them, nah, I'm not going to do that no more, they just going to turn you into the NCAA. and the NCAA is going to punish the kid, but